Bruv, man's got his trousers out of door.
Ooh, ooh.
Said, bruv, you was just on the camera with your trousers out of door when you was adjusting your microphone. But I keep telling you, fam, you need to get you need to get organized. This last minute rush business is not working.
Now, you
Anyway,
know what? It was set up from earlier, so I just left it. It was set up. And then I come to the computer, and then it was like, it's on some error thing. I think, what's going on there? So I had to leave it, and I have to do it through my phone.
hence why we have to try to be organized, more organized. But suffice to say, ladies and gentlemen, we always start in those magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on up. Because
Bro, we're only going up. We're only moving up. Remember that? Remember that tune from Yaz? The only way is up, baby. That's a big tune, you know, back in the day.
who sings that song?
Yaz,
Yeah,
Yaz.
Tunde, leave it at that, mate.
Why? Yaz was serious.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
she was,
agree.
but you know what happened? She had a child at the height of her career, and I think that was a not that maybe she never planned that, but oh, she did plan it. She must have planned something. But I think that was a big mistake to have a child at the height of her career. Maybe she should have bust one or two more tunes, but obviously she done what she wanted to do, and she's probably way more happy bringing up her child as opposed to a music career. But big up Yaz. I always remember Yaz with a blonde hair.
Tunde,
She
she
was
was
big.
excellent.
Huh?
She was excellent.
Yeah, she was big.
She,
Let's pick up a few people on live already. Old type Mayor Kuta, he was the first man in the building. Two bless, 7-0. Who's that? 7-0. Mike Biggs boxing all day, every day. TBG, Loma versus Haney confirmed. This is what I'm hearing through the grapevine. Spencer will be able to
yeah.
articulate and broaden our knowledge a bit more when we touch the show. So that's two bless. Teep 786. Come on. Yeah, Guzzy's in the building. Miss Small, the lovely Miss Small, she's there as usual. Spencer's gone away again. I don't know what's the matter with him. He keeps on. Yeah.
My
Good,
apologies, but it just clicked out.
good music 210. Come on all day. Philip Answer off cut greens. Liverpool Tunde, he says. AAV develops all day, every day. Anyway, as I said, let's get into the show, Spence. It's been a good week, I would say, but we had a few fights last night. But I think before we go into the few fights, let's touch on uh, the poster subjects, which were Tank versus Garcia, saying it's been made. And also now we're hearing through the grapevine from Vasily Lomachenko himself that the fight is signed, sealed, and delivered. And I think it's May the 20th. You know what?
May the 20th, Tunde.
We should all try and phone Bill and get Dev's dad on the phone. Maybe I can send him the link if he's up for coming on the show.
That's what I was thinking to do, Tunde. Simply because you have a very, very good relationship with Bill Haney. And it'd be interesting to know that because it's been out there, it's been widely circulated that that's the fight. And so if that is true, better to go to the horse's mouth to find out what's going on. I also saw a back and forth with Bill Haney and Bernard Hopkins. Like Bill must have stuck
I
it
did see that as well. That was good viewing there. That was good viewing because Bill, Bill is a straight up guy. When Bill talks, there's no airs and graces. He's gonna tell you what it's about. He's tell you, he come from Oakland, California. He's a straight up dude, and yeah, it definitely be good to. But what? Let's touch on that fight there because I think it's a great fight. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's be as clear cut as some are thinking. Then again, Devin Haney is showing skills that pay the bills in an immense way. I love the way he dismantled the Australian Cambosis in the rematch. It was something of beauty. But what's your take on the whole Loma versus situation?
My take is this, Tunde. I think there are certain young men who are positioned in their blessings. They're already blessed because they got life, but they're positioned in it. And you, more than anyone, can vouch that Bill Haney is a very studious and well-studied individual, right? And he checks out his parameters and he understands that this is a business. But if you can't fight, you've got no business being in there. Number one is his son can fight because he's surrounded his son from the get-go with great fighters, right? So whereas his son's been around that for the longest time, you can see that that's been a part of him. That's been immersed inside of him. So there's nothing that he's going to see.
Oh my goodness gracious! Just wait there, Bill. What's up, brother? You see, every time I see your smile, every time I see that smile, wait there. I want to show the people the smile. You see, every time this brother smiles, the whole place lights up.
Salute, Bill.
To all my brothers, Muslim brothers, good brothers around the world over there in the UK. Nice out there, right?
Yeah, but Bill, listen, I just sent you the link. Can you press the link? It'd be much clearer and better for us on your phone.
Let me try to. Right?
Yeah, I pressed it. Yeah. Because I don't wanna cuss Spencer for doing one thing and then I just start doing the same thing.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Tunde, but I said I'm not even gonna say nothing.
It was a random thing.
For the simple fact that I managed to click on.
Oh yeah, here we go, Spence.
Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just introduce to you the man with the plan. And you know, some people, they say they got the plan, but we don't see no delivery. This brother has delivered. He has shown you the A to Z manual, how to take a young person, in this case his son, from point A to point Z, which is the end of the game. And end of the game is undisputed, all the belts, no talking. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the one, the only, the man with a golden smile, a $1 billion smile, Mr. Bill Haney. Come on.
Hey. Thank you, Tunde. And Spencer, salam alaikum. Rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Listen, I just went to the Usher concert, so let me start it with situations might arise. You got to be smart about it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Another blessed day here at the Haney compound. We always have issues that, alhamdulillah, parent to partner. I'm always in the mix. God has given me the wonderful opportunity to be a parent to some beautiful children that always keep me on the edge of my seat.
Yes, sir. I mean, we're here. The discussion today is twofold. It's Tank Garcia and it's also your son and Loma. From what we're hearing, the reports supposedly from Lomachenko is that the fight is signed, sealed, and delivered for May the 20th, I believe. And I don't believe much what I hear in the press today, but I said, you know what? This is a situation where I know I can phone the man himself. So
Absolutely.
Let him confirm.
Absolutely. You know, we always, my phone is on 24 hours for both of you brothers, and giving it to you straight and having an opportunity to come on the platform and share an update of what's going on. I know for sure the fight is on for May 20th. We will know in the next 48 hours where that venue is going to be, whether it's going to be in Vegas or Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Devin had the pleasure of meeting Prince Khalid.
Yes, sir.
and they had a wonderful time over there. I know that it's a short amount of time to prepare for an event. There, hopefully, inshallah, things work out, and next week there'll be some kind of proposal. If not, then we've scheduled it to move forward in Las Vegas at the I don't want to say it. I know the venue, but out of respect for the team, Devin,
yes,
and then Top Rank as well, for them to make a formal announcement.
Yes. What would be your personal preference?
Of course, my personal preference would be to fight in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It would be a great opportunity to fight in a Islamic country, and give a fight and do a fight, even in our infant stages of being Muslims. It has impacted our house in a way that it's been so infectious and contagious that everyone in my house is Muslim. So you know what I mean? I'm just here. Alhamdulillah, you know what I mean? So it's every day is good, man. Every day has been good. Of course, I would love it to be in Saudi Arabia, but if it could be in any other place, outside of my hometown of Oakland, then of course Las Vegas is the place to be. It's a boxing city, and it'll be a great opportunity for everyone to come out that likes to come to Las Vegas, that has experience in Las Vegas, and it would be nice.
I watched recently. You know when you've arrived is when you hit the TEDx stage, and I couldn't believe it, because I'm so used to watching TEDx lectures speaking about science and life and all that wild stuff. But again, brother, I saw you on a TEDx stage and just breaking down the journey, the route. I'm so proud of you. To be your brother and friend, and I don't want you to go into a full TEDx, synopsis, but just I break it down in a short way. What it was like, bringing up Devin, the challenges you faced, and for me, it was a young man, and you having the courage. I have to use that word, courage, to just do it your way. I feel the people need to hear that story.
Well, I really believe that God gave me a vision, and the vision was to get behind my kid, to trust in the faith that he gives us responsibilities. And when you're blessed to have a responsibility as a life within itself, then that trumps anything, that trumps any and everything. Thank you to you as well. You've had a hand in Devin becoming the undisputed champion of the world, as well as a lot of trainers, good men, good women, queens, kings, you know what I mean, have participated in this. So for that, thank you. Devin came over to London for the Olympics. That was the
2012.
2012.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
2012 Olympics. Now, what I wanted Devin to know is that going over to London, that was part of the whole thing, is knowing that everyone puts on their pants one leg at a time. We all have 24 hours a day to train. God gives everyone something. They give you a talent. If that's what you're passionate about, then you have an opportunity to live in your greatness. We came over there to the gym, Peacock Gym, legendary. I looked up the gyms and stuff like that. Yes. And we walked in and we seen Tunde, R2, and also Anthony.
Yes, sir.
And also, what was
O'Hara.
O'Hara.
Yeah.
How can I forget about O'Hara?
And he became the number one WBA contender last night.
Oh, did he?
Yes, sir. After his victory, stopped a former British champion by the name of Lewis Ritson. So he now is in the mix at 10 stone. So I
think that's 140. That's 140?
140.
Okay, good.
So the WBA champion is Puello. I think his surname is Puello. I think Alberto Puello. That's it. So he's the number one. So if they can get that done, O is up next. So, he will be literally, he's always wanted to be a world champion. Someone that me and you both said he should be a world champion if he stays focused.
He should be. Yes.
Yes, sir. So
and that's why we linked up. We linked up for the first time in 2012, and then you came out. You know what I mean? And we spent a lot of time. So this has been quite a journey, And like I said, it's a lot of good men and good women have participated in this. I think that if anything that I can do is to reiterate that it is possible.
Yes.
We had an opportunity to work with just in short, like I talked about on the TEDx, is some of the biggest moguls and corporate bigwigs are the words that I use to describe the opportunities that we had. Along that journey, we start to feel that if we had did anything else, it would be a shortcut, because it wouldn't be actually being able to let the people know, regular dads, regular moms know that they can do it, and it's about coming together and pooling the resources. One thing that they told me was, they was like, well, if you got too many cooks in the kitchen, the soup can get spoiled. But on the opposite of that, they would take my kid, and then he would go to 7 different classes in one day, right, with 7 different teachers, a whole bunch of distractions. Well, I was only of the mindset that we were working with 2 or 3 professors, 2 or 3 coaches. We're working on one with defense, one with offense. And as we learned, because I say we learned together,
yes,
it was things that I would see, and it was a coach that I would want to bring on to add to this recipe that ultimately ends up being the Devin Haney fighting style, and it's a long journey, man. It's a long journey. In short, anyone can go watch the TEDx.
Yes.
Bill Haney and how his son became the undisputed champion of the world, as well as link in with parent2partner.com.
I was going to touch on that.
Yeah, that's an organization that I'm a part of, and we're helping parents make the transition from parent to partner. And just giving you the tools needed to make that transition as smooth as possible. But it's, of course, where life is not perfect. Nothing is going to be perfect. The only thing is perfect is God. So with that, let's, have fun. Let's understand that, what I mean? It's a process, what I mean? And as long as your kid is happy and they're passionate, then it's a win. We're living in our purpose.
Yes, sir. Spence?
Yeah, this is it's a very, very big fight. I would say, because I know you did something for Mike McCallum, and Mike came to the UK. The first time I ever got to watch Mike McCallum box in the UK, I fought a man called Harold Graham, who was a southpaw. He was awkward. He's most probably rated as Britain's greatest fighter never to win a world title, because he fought 3 times for a world title and came up 3 times. But Harold Graham, he was superb. And Mike McCallum came over and beat him. With Lomachenko, his sneaky southpaw, got an orthodox style and way. Because I know that you work with Mike McCallum, and I don't like when I say things, you go check it up. What was it? May 10th of 89. Mike McCallum comes to England for the vacant WBA world title and beats Harold Graham for that at middleweight. I think the way Mike McCallum just said this, I don't care about your sneakiness. I'm just going to brock you up, but I'm going to use my skills as well. I think that is a great fight for you, because I know you like to watch fights. I'm just telling you, because you work with Mike as well. That's a very, very good fight for you to go and watch. I know you've got everything, because you're a person who's very, very meticulous. Box. I was just saying this before you came on. You're very, very and I have to commend you for what you've done with your son. Simply because I remember when you came to the UK and Tunde was telling me about you guys, and that's 11 years ago. Crazy, right?
Right.
11 years. I remember I was driving in my car coming back from the gym, and he was saying, "Yeah, these American guys are coming, but there's this one kid who's talking about your son."
Yes.
So you commended for that. But I know you study the game, and because of that, then we have to salute everything that you've done, because Tunde's slogan, catchphrase, which everybody's using now, is dream it, believe it, become it. And my thing, you have to visualize to materialize. So you've got to speak it till you seek it, till you see what you say. And you, my friend, have done that. And for that, then I have to say, alhamdulillah, all praise is due to God.
Alhamdulillah.
How's Devin doing? Devin is doing great. Devin is doing great. He just came back from Mecca. So, he had an opportunity to have a spiritual cleanse for him to, reconnect with, his purpose. And he's walking in his faith. And we looking forward to May 20th. He's ready to go. Sir.
It'll be a cultivation of a lot of hard work, a lot of time, but at this level, you don't have 4 or 5 months to change a fighter, right? You go in there and you believe in what you bring to the table. I'm sure Lomachenko is going to bring his, and you know what I mean? We're going to bring ours. And I think the thing about Devin is the world hasn't seen the best Devin. Yes. You know what I mean? And we need the kind of opponent like Lomachenko, a great fighter, to bring out the greatness in Dev, to show why we know that he's special. And it's nothing to say negative towards any of these other guys. But, that's something that me and you, Tunde, we talked about these times 11 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I think, and after, seeing everything that you guys are doing, it's just, it's a lot of work. We've all put in our share of work, and now it's our time to shine.
I just got a message from, I don't know if they want to be anonymous, so I'll keep them anonymous. But they said, "Hi Tunde, locked in. Tell Bill I'm a Christian, but watching Dev out in Saudi last weekend, praising Allah, made me really appreciate how we're all so spiritual, and it was beautiful to see."
Well, absolutely. We're all, to me, the more that I walk in my faith, we're more alike than people believe. Media has separated, what I mean, us as, believers and non-believers, when ultimately we believe in one God. We believe in one God that has made everything happen, the heavens and the earth. And you know what I mean? So yeah, I love it to see Dev. I love it. I'm inspired to see Devin and his generation, to see him inspire his generation and the generation, to come, so.
Yes. So let me just say that message was from I Am Shiesty. She's got a new platform, the 505 Way. I was calling her name the other day. She's like, "Don't hop me up on the show." So, she's big. She's got her own platform now, documenting, fighters from the embryonic stages of their career, and hopefully following them through. So she's a great. She's got that energy, and energy is something I follow. You follow, and she was the one who made that comment. Bill, I'm saying it on live. Make sure I'm there May the 20th. I'm putting it on you.
Absolutely. Listen, wherever it's going to be, you're going to be there, Tunde.
This one here, sometimes I say, yeah, we'll see what, what we're doing. I need to be there for this one.
Absolutely. Listen, absolutely. How many weeks you going to come out ahead?
Well, we'll work out the weeks. Definitely. Okay. But that'd be good. Yeah, 100%. But I'm not too sure if we're fighting that day. But regardless, I'm coming out. I would
come out and bring some of that stamina for sale. You know what I mean?
Huh? It's gonna happen. Bill, brother. Listen, man. Again, before I let you go, you have been a true example of a parent, and I say that I know you're in this parent to partner situation now, but the way I see you matching your children's energy, supporting them in anything they want to do. But the fathers, it's like I tell my son, if that's what you want to do, I'm going to be matching the same energy.
Absolutely.
But to see you in this moment in time, life is about times and moments, and this is your time. It's great for me to watch, and every time I speak to you, just when you smile, brother, you become a little mini celebrity now as well. I see you on the snap, everything, bro. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy.
Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar, but I am walking in my purpose, and the light is being shined as a dad, as a regular dad, or just a man that just believes in his family, finding the stars within your home, and not looking on television, not looking in the sky, saying that Allah has blessed our house and he's blessed me to have kids that have some talent in different ways, shape, and forms. And when you know that, okay, I have the ability to take a look at my kids and get behind what they're passionate about, it's just an incredible feeling to have, and not have any kind of pre-reservations about what they should be. I'm not like, well, because I learned a lot in boxing, now I'm going to produce another boxer. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to another tennis player.
Yes, sir.
You know, he's 13 and he's playing, and he's getting tall too.
We're wrapping up the tennis game as well, man. I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? And that's why I vision. So someone has a vision for me, and they says, well, Bill is competing to be a boxing trainer, and he's going to be in the gym, and he's going to be sitting in the gym, an old man in the gym. No, I have a vision of being on a tennis court, real smooth, you know, nice Fila sweatsuit on, nice visor, sitting there watching, you know what I mean, watching my daughter and my son. But, you know, God gives everyone a vision. You just have to walk in and believe and have faith that that's yours. You know what I mean?
That's the key.
Bill, I'm going to be 100% with you. I really want this fight to be out in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Because Skill Challenge has blessed the fighters right for the Anthony Joshua, when Anthony Joshua beat Ruiz to regain the world title. So Prince Khalid and the team, they've been very favorable to the fighters, right? I'm grateful for that. But I'd like to see it out there simply because they're trying to bring a new dynamic into boxing. And I think Vegas will never be played out, but we have a paradigm shift right now. And with the that's going on, and for me, preferably, I would enjoy it more if the fight was in Saudi Arabia, because of how they're rebranding the country and how they're trying to get rid of old images, bring things up to new age. And I think that your son, with his faith in you as well, in your faith, that you could be that catalyst. We just saw it the other day with Badu Jack, who blessed the fighters, right?
Yeah.
Excellent interview as well. Coming out next week. I think it will be fitting to see your son defend the undisputed championship of the world, Saudi Arabia, and come out victorious there. Not just for the Muslim community, but for all communities, to know respect that he's shown to his father, listen to his dad, and it's all coming to that. I would enjoy that more.
Oh, absolutely. We would love for that to happen. One thing that I do admire about the show that they just had with our Skills Challenge is the commentators, right? You had Coach Larry Wade, you had Sean Porter, you had you had an array of new, fresh faces that, you know, the show just seemed so fresh. Like when I see you, brother, and I see you talking, because Tunde told me then when I first, he said, Spencer, he says, have you ever heard of a guy named Spencer? Right. And, you know, from there, I've never stopped hearing your name. And you know what I mean? To see the evolution of you as well, going into commentating. And it's just a whole nother fresh way of looking at boxing. And I believe the Skills Challenge and, you know, Prince Khalid is going to be the new wave of it. And we would love to be a part of it. You know what I mean? You know.
Yes, sir. All right, listen. You know what? Spencer wanted me to touch on the Bernard Hopkins beef, but I'm like, forget all that. I like to keep this thing positive and high, and forget about Diop. He's old, man. Diop's old.
Bro, I didn't know what it was about. I just saw the headline, but I didn't watch the video or anything else. So I wanted to know what it was about. But I said, no, it seems like you put Bernard in his place. But like I said already, being a father, and all of us on here are fathers, we have to be protective of our children, right?
Yes, sir.
As that, because if we don't do it, then who is going to do it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely. And that's the one thing, if I can speak for dads. I mean, it's tough enough with us just going to the barbershop, a new barbershop with our kids. They don't, it's really tough, man, all the way around. Sports, the boxing gym, what should we do? What shouldn't we do? I believe that we should do everything to support our kids. I think that we should be there every step of the way. And when they try to divide us and say, well, the dad, you shouldn't be talking. Well, why? Don't we all have the freedom of speech? Right?
Oh,
If you
my
can
goodness
say something,
gracious.
if you can say something about our kids, can't we say something about you? And
Yes, sir.
I think that's where I was speaking from. And then when it went somewhere else, I said, this is what dads go through now. Here comes the other bully shit.
Yes,
You know what I mean? When you don't do that with anybody else, people say all kind of shit, right? So now you want to try to censor me with quote unquote the energy. And I said, well, let the record reflect that I represent a whole lot of dads that our sole responsibility is to protect our kid at any cost or any measure.
Yes, sir. And this is what I love about Bill Haney. For those of you who don't know Bill Haney, he's a man. He is death by strangulation. He will just kill you slowly with the words and the way he articulates himself. You can't hate on that. It's just too real. It's just bro. We're looking up to you, Bill.
I appreciate it, King. We're looking at each other eye level. Anything that I can do is parent2partner.com. That's parent2partner.com. And let's all come together and make it a parent-to-partner planet where we're sharing their resources. Because as for my family, like, we're doing great, right? We're doing good. But if I can help another family and my family participates in it, then it creates an environment where they then become the family, they grow and they help another family, or, you know what I mean? It's just infectious and it's contagious. And it's not more so about just me per se helping someone, because I can't do everything. It's more about us doing it as a family, helping other families help other families.
And that's the key. Nothing more needs to be said. Ladies and gentlemen.
Before Bill goes, sir, because the top of the show was about your son. But there's also another fight that's been announced, meant to be for April 15th, and that is Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Do you believe that fight's going to go ahead? They say
good job. Hey, good job, Spencer, not letting me get out the door with not.
Bro, I don't know what's with him.
Gervonta Davis and Gervonta Tank and Ryan Garcia.
Opinion.
Listen, no, I'm saying it's good job, because I want to tell you that's a great fight that they've done at a catchweight between two fighters that have tremendous fan bases, and it's a great fight. You have Ryan Garcia. He has the length, he has the speed, he has the ability to have power in both hands. You have Gervonta Davis, also credible talent, who has the power in both hands. It makes for an interesting fight, great fight, for bragging rights for nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Who do you think will worse in that fight?
You said who do I think?
You see that? That's good. That takes expense of the league.
And you know what, Tunde?
That's the show, fam. You see what I'm trying to say?
Stop.
You have to look. Wait.
I'm not asking that question. Do you know who that was that just rang me? That was Chris Eubank Senior, you know?
No. Listen, the brother has finished. We're not here. We don't want to talk about the next one. I don't want to talk. I want him to talk about Devon. Forget about all that. Because then you're gonna bring out the fighting side of Bill, and we don't need that. It's Sunday, fam.
It's Sunday. Listen, but listen, they're in for a good fight on April 15th, and may they win and be able to brag about being the champion of 136 pounds.
Yes. You see, this is why you, Spencer, you don't listen to me. This is what you're gonna make Bill go into that mode. But you can't
Hey,
beat
I love
Bill.
you guys. I love you, and I thank you, Spencer, for getting it out of me. Thank you, Tunde, for having me and
Yes,
always
sir.
keeping me focused, Tunde.
Yes, sir. Stay
You're my brother.
focused.
You
Stay
too,
focused.
Spencer. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
I'm always here if you need me, man. Salam alaikum. Rahmatullah.
Walaikum salam. Yes, sir. Big up Bill Haney. The one and only Bill. Let me just go back on these Snapchats, Spenny. Thank you.
You know what? My computer's up and running now, so I can jump out and go and do it from. So I can come off of the phone, even though I quite like doing it from the phone, to tell you the truth. But I can jump out now. Yeah, because that was maybe we should get Chris Eubanks Senior on, you know, because he just phoned me. That was him that phoned me.
All right, what we're gonna talk about?
All right, huh?
What's Chris Eubanks gonna talk about?
The Suns rematch.
What rematch? That's a point. Yeah.
Let's put it out. I'll put it out to the clients. Shall we put it out to the people? Shall we get?
All right. Number one for Chris Eubanks Senior, or number two for no. One for yes, two for no.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah, one for yes, two for no. Bobby Wright, thank you for the $4.99. You go out and come back, Spence. You said you want to do that. Go out and come back. It's fine. Thank you for the $4.99. Spence, has any other son and father partnership been undisputed? Big up, Bill. I'm sure he'll answer that when he comes back. I did also see something. Big up the one and only Dottie Girl. Great discussion with Bill. Thank you. Wait there. All right, boy, there's bare ones, you know, Spence. Let me bring Spenny Rankin back in the building. Spenny, there is a lot of ones. There's a lot of ones. So if we can send the link to Senior, you've got it on the WhatsApp. Send the link to Senior. We'll get Senior in.
All right.
Yeah, bro, it's all ones. I'm just seeing one. I've only seen 1, 2 out of a fuck. Like, bro, it's crazy. So Chris Eubanks is still carrying the swing. And yeah, we'll have Christian Reaction. And you better be asking questions because I don't know what to say.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna give him a call.
Yeah, send him the link, Spence. That's just, you know, send him the link. Don't put it on the phone. Send the link like what we done and let him press the link. Yeah. Let me plug in my charger. 1 second, people. Yeah, great show so far, thus far. But as I was saying, Spencer don't know when to cut the cord. Spencer don't know when to cut the unbiblical cord. That's what they call it, the unbiblical cord, Spenny. where you just done the thing properly. Sorry, I'm going back into that kind of language. But yeah, that was such a great insight into the one and only Bill Haney, his son, their journey. It's just great. And he's such a, you know, when you actually hear, I know Bill's so invested in his children and speaking about his children, that we have not even heard his story. And his story is incredible. You know, Bill was locked up, came out of prison, and he speaks about it on the TEDx. And maybe we'll get a one-on-one because, you know, as he said, you know, it's all right for people to criticize someone's child and they don't want people to fire back, you know, the parents to fire back. And, you know, if you're talking about someone, I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to defend myself. And so I think having Bill speaking about his own personal journey, I think that's going to be great to do that. You know, so at some point, we will... Yeah, it's the unbiblical code, bro. At some point, he was there. But I guess he's given us an example for all parents out there. You know, your children have dreams. And don't kill their dreams. You know, match the energy. Say, all right, cool. You want to be a scientist, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to match you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to back you all the way. And let's see, because we all have dreams. You know, and once you become a parent, I do feel your obligation is to your children to support them and back them to the maximum. I know my son has been in football since he was a baby. And, you know, I've always been there. But his mother, wow, his mother's just, listen, sun, snow, sleet, backed him 1,000,000%. And that's what it's about. So parents, that organization, parents to partner, I think we all need to log on to that website. and get the education. I think he's even on TikTok, Bill Spencer, Richie, where he's actually documenting how to do things. So it's great. Have you got Eubanks with us? Well, obviously he's not in the room.
No, not yet. I've sent him a message. I said I'll just cut you off because I was actually live on the show.
Okay.
So yeah, we shall see. I saw the
Big up Bobby. Yeah, he scored a blinder the other day for real. It was a very, very good goal. Go on, Spenny.
yeah. What was I going to say to you? I saw Bobby Wright ask, like, has there been any father and son relationships that's become undisputed before?
Yeah. Yes.
And Bill Haney is the first man to do so. There's been father and son relationships where their sons have gone on to become world champions, but never undisputed. The closest man that we had doing that was actually Joe Kawasaki, because Joe Kawasaki won all the conceivable belts in the super middleweight division, but he was never an undisputed champion. So, yeah, that answers your question.
Knowledge. That's why you're the knowledge. You're giving us that stats. Because
now, you know what, Tun? Let me just say this now. You see, like, Tun, Gary, and those guys, like, I'm going to speak openly about it. Like, they've been very supportive, but it's been tough love. You know what I mean? You know, like, since my mom chipped out, it's been very difficult. I mean, I openly speak about, like, I've got counseling now and stuff, and I would suggest to anybody, if you lose a family member, more so if you lose your mom or your father, to take counseling. Don't take counseling straight away. Wait a few months first, and then go and take counseling. So I mean, in counseling. Now, at the same time of me taking counseling, Tunde don't let up. He's like, Spence, you got this blinking black book of yours. Do this. Gary's like, come on, Spence. They're on it. They're on it. They're on it. And certain times you need that because, like, to get the soft kind of things, you can get that anyway. You can get it from your missus. You get that female affection. But sometimes you need that tough love as well. But then also there are times where I'll get phone calls out of the blue and it's them, man, like, just checking on your welfare. So these things are very, very important. So it's like, I appreciate my brothers. A lot of times we say, like, there's loads of people who've been on here who direct inbox me and always check in on me. Like, I mean, like Bobby Wright. There's loads of guys, so I don't want to leave out no names so people could take offense, right? But it's those kind of things. It's good, like, to know, like, right, I actually, people going out their way for you shows you that they appreciate you, but in return, it also, you have to show them that you appreciate them. Wait, there's Southwest Boxing Media. I thought you'd have known that Kawasaki actually was an undisputed champion. He wasn't, but he beat all the guys, and he had right throughout his plethora of title wins. He beat guys who he picked up all the belts, but he never had the belts collectively at one single time. But yeah, and he was trained by his father. And Tony can tell you, everybody was saying to Joe Kawasaki, leave your dad. He's no good. He said, no, sir, I'm staying with my dad. And he did that. And look what happened. I mean, incredible career that Joe Kawasaki had, and arguably the greatest fighter ever to come out of Great Britain.
Interesting. You know, Spence is the stats man, so it don't make no sense trying that. But Spence is the stats man. He knows everything when it comes to this. But I see someone ask, why is everyone pressing number one? The reason why is I put a poll out because Chris Eubanks Sr. wasn't meant to be in the show, but he actually called Spencer. So I said, that's going off the program. That's going off the program. Exactly. But if people want to hear Chris Eubanks Sr., then why not? So I said 1 for Chris Eubanks Sr. and 2 for no. And everybody,
everyone's one. I'm just waiting for the dad to get back to me.
He just wanted to talk to you. He doesn't actually want to be live.
You know what? Yeah, and it's exactly that.
That's fine. Orly Harrison would have been good. Orly Harrison, he's.
You know what? I haven't spoken to Orly in a hot minute. You know, let me just send him because you never know.
Yeah, what I did with Bill, I sent him the link first, and then I phoned him. So as you heard me say, the link's already there. So once they pick up the phone, they can't really say no. that's you got to have to play this thing. But yeah, people still say they want to hear from Chris Eubanks Sr. I hope he's not burning no weed.
You know what?
Bro, I hope he's not burning no weed. Come mash up the show like with some. What? Remember that yard down Kennington with all the Rasta man them?
By the Kennington Park, the Rasta HQ. The Rasta HQ.
Rastaman HQ. That was a serious destination, you know. I used to drive past there and nearly faint, bro. Yeah, that was a serious one in Kennington. Those are the days, eh? We are gonna touch on it, John Khan. Don't worry about that. We already said, but we're talking about the two main topics, which are Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, or Haney versus Lomachenko. Let me just put that right, because Devin Haney is the undisputed champion, so he has to go first. His name has to go first. And then you also have Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Orly Harrison's a man. He's so articulate and dreadhouse and the way he talks. I always love to hear Orly Harrison. So he's someone that I don't even think we need a vote on. I just think the way he articulates boxing is always great for the fans and the listeners. But let's move on. Let's see. I mean, send them the link if you
I'm gonna give him a call right now anyway, son. 1 second.
Okay. But let's not stop the progress of the show, Spence. Let's talk about Tank Davis, or his full birth name is Gervonta Davis. Tank is the nickname, against Ryan Garcia. Great matchup if it happens. Both Garcia and Davis have tweeted, Instagrammed that the fight is signed, sealed, delivered. There is a supposed press conference about to take place this week. I think it's a Monday or Tuesday. And so seemingly, Spence, the fight is on.
It does seem so, you know, Ton. It does seem so. And it will be something that I'm still in awe and shock that this fight would happen, because of these men know the business route that they could have taken. So I think if this fight does happen, both men, regardless of the result, should be greatly commended. Greatly commended for taking this fight.
Christopher Adley, I'm blocking you. How dare you? Look at his cheek. Spence needs to take over the Talking Tunde sideshow thing. Tunde's thing is proper dry. Yeah, guess what? You're dry. You're blocked.
Listen. Number one is this.
Bro, you don't need to talk, Spencer. He's blocked.
Okay,
He's
thank
blocked.
you. Right,
bro,
right.
there ain't no long talking. Don't try to disrespect. Bro, when I'm not here, the thing's dry. So, bro, it's a tag team business. Don't try to disrespect bro, he's blocked. About block him. He's gone later. And he's a man I've seen on this show, you know. So now you're showing your true colors. And that's what I love. That's what I love. See, Tunde Jai, I'm always bringing out the true colors of a man. Because if a man is just being high and positive all the time, and then it just comes out of you, you just slip, you just make one wrong move, you're gone. I'm not on it. You're gone later. Get out of here, man. You get me mad Sunday. Bro, what's about this brother? About Tunde's dry. How dare you? Me, dry. I've been called a few things in my life, mate, but dry ain't one of them. Anyway, sorry, Spence. Sorry.
I don't believe I am doing this time. I don't believe that there is a venue taking place as such, that they found the venue. But what I am saying is that that date is boxing history. That's a serious date, because that's the same exact date where Marvin Hagler fought Tommy the Hitman Hearns. So those April dates, that's a serious date. So maybe Al Heyman's got something to do with this, because he's of that time, to think like, right, that would be a good date to do it, because like this could be an out and out war. That fight was named as the war at the time. Is
that what they're calling this fight?
I believe that that's what they're trying to roll with. And if it is, it'd be great, because it does for like the older cats, the older heads, or the guys who can remember that Hagler Hearns. Well, everybody knows Hagler Hearns, but to be around at that time when that fight happened, Hagler Hearns. I remember I was 11 years old, Ton. When that fight took place, it's like the world stood still for that fight. And it stood still on many reasons, because number one, it was like most probably the greatest first round in boxing history. Everyone talks that the fight was great. The fight went 3 rounds. The fight actually weren't that great. But the first round was the greatest first round that I've ever seen. because they both went and had it. And Tunde will tell you, because he's a great tactician, a great coach. When you have a large skill base and you get two men who are really skilled, fights usually drag and go long. But because they're demonstrating their skill, they're demonstrating their brain power to say, like, I can outthink you, I can make you do things so I can capitalize on them. But what happens is, like, these great men, like Hagler versus Duran, that fight went 15 rounds. Like Leonard Duran, the first fight, that went 15 rounds. Like Leonard Hearns, the first fight, that went into the 14th round. So these fights usually go late because of the skill base demonstrated. But when you see two finely tuned athletes, two wrecking machines just going at it, you're thinking, what is going on here? And that's when you know, like, this is what this thing's really about. So yeah. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with how Garcia and Tank, how that fight plans out, because that's going to be a great fight, you know. Regardless of the result, it's going to be a great fight.
Southwest Boxing Media, thank you for the $4.99. He should they be commended? Where Duran, Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns commended, or were they commended? Shame fighters can't just fight and not worry about the business. Tunde ain't dry, but we hashtag Tunde ain't dry, fam. We know this, but I don't know where this brother's been. Sorry.
Listen. If you knew Tunde's got shares in Coco, but Tunde can't be dry.
Bro, it's not even that. It's not even that. Any man that calls me dry, that's just pure hatred. It just
Wait, stop, Tunde. What is it again? What do you call it? It's what?
Hatred.
No, you said pure hatred.
Pure hatred. Like, you just hate her because I know me. Like, I ain't got that in my bones. So anyway, it is what it is. Christopher Adney, he's a man. I've seen his name on this show for time. But guess what? You're blocked because you can't really change what you are. You can hide it for a long time, but then you make one mistake. I would never say publicly something negative about a man that I don't believe is true. Yeah, so you can't come on my thing and call me dry. I don't see you going on these man things. Sorry. You see, I'm talking the way I don't want to talk. And then calling them dry. How dare you come and say, it's like you just walk in a man's house and start boxing over his spotlight and kicking his TV and throwing the pictures that he's got of his parents. Come on, man. I'm not having that. Anyway, to answer your question, Southwest Boxing Media, I do think fighters, they will be commended, as were Hagler, Hearns, and everything like that. But I was talking about this the other day, like, if a lot of us don't adapt, and especially the older ones, the guys who have actually been there, present at the time of these great fights, if we don't adapt to the current generation and the way things are going, you're going to end up like being one of them old man in the barbershop, cussing all the young generation and saying that how things used to be. Yes, we know how they used to be, but we are seeing more and more every day that fighters now, unfortunately or fortunately, are worrying about the business aspect and the time. And I don't know who's specifically to blame for that, but it is what it is. Spence?
I agree with you. I'm going back to...
I will ask you a question, Spence.
Go on.
How much of a chance do you give Ryan Garcia?
With the speed that he has, I give him a great chance. With the speed that he has, and he had to be completely focused, I give him a great chance. Reason being, I haven't seen hands like that. But then what I got to take in consideration is this. Luke Campbell, very, very good amateur. Very good amateur. He was Olympic champion in 2012 at bantamweight. If he can knock you down, what do you think a wrecking machine like Tank Davis could do to you?
Well, I mean, I hear that. But what I would also say is, are we now saying that a professional fighter can't get tagged and touch the floor?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Because if that was the case, then if I was to go back to 1963 when Henry Cooper knocked over Henry Cooper could punch though. Not Sam Muhammad Ali. We would have thought that in February 25th of 1974, would we have believed that Sonny Liston would have killed Muhammad Ali just going by that? Just going off of the back of that, we'd have said that, right, he's going to get killed. But what I am saying is this, like Tank can box, he can punch, and he's a southpaw. But what I am saying is that we have seen in fights with Tank where he's been trailing behind those scorecards, and then he pulls it out. And I think this could be one of those fights where he could be trailing behind on scorecards before he pulls it out. Because, but he's going to have to catch him. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to be real, Tunde. It wouldn't surprise me if Ryan Garcia outboxes and outpoints Tank.
I'm going to tell you straight. Ryan Garcia kind of outboxed Tank Davis. No way, Jose. I'm saying it here live on The Fight Is Right. You man are gonna like, see, this is what I'm trying to say. Tank is a great boxer. He's got great boxing skills, but he has been blessed with undeniable power.
Yeah, and was that, sorry,
my personal opinion is, and we are all entitled to our opinions, and that's what makes boxing great.
That's what makes life great.
We're opinionated. But I just feel that Tank can do everything. And we now have a situation where, yes, Ryan Garcia's got fast hands, but if we look at the competition that Tank has in regards to Garcia, Tank's been fighting these guys. He's been fighting these guys from the dot. And I just feel that with that experience, with that know-how, with that knowledge, with that punch, I think it's going to take more. Remember, because speed is timing also, Spencer. Speed is timing. And Tank, that's why I don't throw a lot of punches. That's why I don't throw a lot. Amir Khan throw bare punches against Canelo. Canelo just timed him. And so you see that timing is speed. Timing often.
Yeah, I hear that, but also that wasn't Amir Khan's weight. So I hear what you're saying with that.
But you're saying that, but then you just said Luke Campbell, a bantamweight, knocked down Garcia. So that wasn't his weight. So, bro, we can't win that. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. But no, Tunde.
Yes. You said
Canelo. Listen to me. Canelo was the bigger. Canelo was the bigger man in that fight, right? The smaller man in Luke Campbell managed to knock over Ryan Garcia, the smaller man. Yeah. Right. Tank ain't the smaller man going into this fight.
No?
Nah, Tunde.
You sure?
No. Tank ain't the smaller man going into this fight.
It definitely looks smaller to me.
No, but look at his bulk though. He's not the smaller man.
All right. Well,
right. Also, Rolly. Right, thank you. Lucan, Tunde, I disagree. If Rolly could outbox Tank,
you weren't outboxing him, brother. That's what I'm trying to say. Listen, I don't just follow. Like, you don't just pull a comment out and because it agrees with use your own boxing brain.
I have used my brain. Was Rolly up on the
boxing brain?
Was Rolly up on the scorecards? Was he up on the scorecards?
Listen, and this is what I'm saying. I'm not just agreeing with man when I want to agree. I use my own brain. So I'm saying...
Yeah. I don't use mine. Was Rolly up? I'm asking you a question. Was he up? I'm sure we did a watch along for that. Was Rolly up on the scorecard?
I just said to you, I'm not using... I'm saying, come on, Spencer. Do you think Rolly Romero was outboxing Tank? Or was Tank just being patient and waiting for the moment?
Tunde, it's easy in hindsight.
Yes,
Barrios
no.
was ahead. Oh, thank you very much. No, hey, thank you. Barrios was ahead on points. And Floyd went and warned him and said, brother, my man, he said, well, for real? He said, yeah, you're behind. And then he got wicked. So was he allowing him as well? Was he allowing Barrios?
Hold on. Did he say he was behind?
Tank allowing Barrios, yes or no?
Wait. Did Floyd say he was behind on the official scorecards, or did he say the unofficial scorecards?
I don't know what scorecards he was saying.
There you go.
You're behind.
That's what I'm trying to say. Let's go check it.
Let's go check it. Hold up. Let's go and check it.
No, I don't want to. I want your opinion. I don't want
my opinion. My opinion, this is my opinion, that he was behind on points against Rolly. And you're saying, well, he was biding his time. How do you know he's
biding? I'm talking about behind on points. I'm talking about outbox. That's what the brother said. outboxed. Do you think Rolly Romero was outboxing Tank?
All right, and I'm going to tell you, Tunde, for someone to be behind on points in a boxing match, you are obviously being outboxed.
That's why you're not a trainer.
No, Tunde. Tunde, I brought you in the game, so you know what I mean.
No,
so what I'm trying to say to you is,
I'm asking you.
What's he been? He's been outboxed. Tunde, was he behind on points?
That's what I want. Let's keep my
Was he behind on points? So therefore, he was outboxing.
You keep going back to the same nonsense.
He was outboxing him, Tunde.
I'm asking you, Spencer, the knowledge fearing. Spencer, the knowledge fearing. Do you think Rolly Romero was outboxing Tank Davis? I just want to hear yes or no. Whatever decision you come to, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Come on, please. I want to know. Do you think Rolly Romero was outboxing Tank? Forget about scorecards.
If he was ahead on scorecards, through the basic,
let's move on.
No. For the basic definition, he was outboxing him. Simple as that.
What basic?
And then he got clapped out.
I want to hear what you're saying. I'm interested to hear what you're saying.
Tunde, if a man's ahead on scorecards, right?
Yeah,
he was ahead on points.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's outboxing him.
Oh no, is that what you think? I'm not trying to say to you because I've already established or I asked you, did Floyd say it's unofficial that he was behind?
No, we're talking about the Barrios. Wait. We're talking about the Barrios fight now.
No, you said, and it's dead documented.
No,
Floyd came to the corner and said
in the Barrios fight, yes, Floyd did.
And I said to you, was he officially behind on the scorecards?
He was officially behind on the scorecards.
Huh?
He was officially behind on the scorecards versus Barrios.
You sure? Yeah.
Positive.
All right, go back and watch the fight.
No, I don't need to. I'm going by the scorecards. I'm going by what the judges had it. He was behind on points.
I'm going to watch that fight tonight.
So what are you talking about? Say we're behind. We're going to
I'm going to watch that fight tonight.
Go and watch it.
I'm going to watch that fight tonight.
And then,
anyway, this is what
as Apollo Creed said, a lot of people are going to owe you an indebted apology. And that's what I'm waiting for.
Listen, again, it's okay, TGT. It don't matter. But Spencer, he loves to.
I don't business about what TGT is talking.
Yeah, you don't business what TGT says.
I don't business.
But Lucan, it is irrelevant. This is the point I'm making. It is irrelevant. I'm asking for Spencer's opinion. I want to hear it from him. That's it, because I'm saying I don't business about that. He weren't outboxed from a trainer. He weren't. All I see is Tank just biting this time. Boom. I know I'm going to catch you. You're gone. You got 12 rounds to work with. It's that Amir Khan. Wait. It's that, which is what we was talking about. Amir Khan Canelo. Amir Khan was throwing 1,000,000 shots. But my man just timed him. And I saw the timing coming, sitting in the arena and watching the fight. So I'm just coming from, this is the difference between us, our show, and a lot of other people's show. Because a lot of these people commentating, they're not in the thing. They're not in the gym. They're not ringside. They haven't got the perspective that I have or that you have. So this is why I want to know from you. That's what I wanted to know. I don't care about those scorecards. Anyway, this is great viewing, everyone. But yeah, I'm the one who asked for your opinion. Do you think Garcia, what chances do you think Garcia has? Now, KJ, it's cool. But how would you see Tank Davis winning this fight?
Who, Tank?
Yes.
I think a lot of body work to slow up my boy. I think that's what I do think. I think the body has to be, because the more I go back, I was watching my guy the other day, Garcia. He's got ridiculously quick hands, right? But he's now Tunde, give him his dues. His hands are rapid, Tunde.
His hands are rapid. His hands are rapid. I mean, I need to. I don't know, Spence. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just saying it. Like, I know punching fast don't mean you're not. Again, Shane Mosley. A lot of people, and Manny Pacquiao for that reason, feel that they're got quicker hands than Floyd. But none of them, apart from a good second round. I think it was the second round with Mosley against Floyd.
I remember that fight because I remember he was on the phone. Tunde duded himself that time. Oh my God, my hero!
I was like, no. Floyd's in control. But yeah, apart from that, I don't see no evidence of quick hands. I see quick hands on the pads and everything like that, but it's timing, evidently, and it's shown. It is timing, and that's why I quoted the Floyd Pacquiao, the Floyd Mosley, the Canelo versus Khan, and then Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia. Just timing will cancel out that speed. And so, yes, Ryan Garcia may have quick hands, but again, Tank's got quick hands, Spence. He's got quick. I'm saying that it could even be quicker in the ring. Outside the ring, it may be quicker on the pads and the bag, but I'm saying in the ring, I think you might even see quicker hands from Tank as opposed to Garcia. So it's a great fight. It's a great fight. But I just wanted to hear from your perspective.
I'm saying,
what's Ryan Garcia's best 3 fights?
Ryan Garcia, but that's the thing. I can't go off of his best 3 fights because I don't overly study him. But the way he stopped Luke Campbell, that's the best name on his record.
Yeah, that's a good. I must admit, that was a good victory for him there. You know, especially after being dropped, showing what he's got, what he's made of, and getting back up off his feet and stopping Luke with a body shot. Definitely, that was a good victory. But let's not was that before the Linares fight or after the Linares fight?
Huh?
Did Ryan Garcia face Luke Campbell before Luke Campbell was beaten by Linares?
Yeah, it was after.
It was after. Okay. Southwest Boxing Media, thank you for the 199. He said, Ryan or Tank, who would you say has the best CV?
Tank.
It goes without saying.
Tank. Without doubt, it's Tank.
This is what I'm trying to say. Ace One says, Tank.
Thank you very much, Daniel Bakker. Thank you.
Daniel, what did Daniel say?
He's saying Tunde Spencer isn't saying Ryan will win. He's just putting the attributes of Ryan, and it's just changed he's just putting the attributes of Ryan and what he has to beat Tank. That's what I'm saying. Because I don't think he's going to beat Tank. I don't think he's going to beat Tank.
But I wasn't being biased, so I asked you the same question about Tank. So it's just that me and you was going back and forth on certain things.
No, but I have to go back and forth with you. That's
so I was just saying, I asked you first Garcia and then Tank. And I was just saying my point of view. My point of view doesn't have to be the right one, but I'm just saying.
But it's your point of view. So it's the right one for yourself.
Yeah, of course. It's always it. It has to be the right one for yourself. What you think I'm not no sycophant, bro. I'm not in a sycophant business. I'm not in no boosting up my ego just to please another man's ego. I'm talking the truth. It's my truth. Tunde Ajayi's truth. Whoever don't like it, you're blocked. This is how I'm moving. If you don't like it, I won't block you. But I just feel that it's good conversation, and I feel that if everyone agreed with everyone, there'd be no pizzazz to life. So whether you want to say I'm wrong or right or anyone, it's all good. It's all the show. But
yeah, exactly. What did Mike Tyson said? If you're a friend to everyone, you're an enemy of yourself.
There you go. I like that. We're waiting for you, Banks. I mean, you got Audley's number. I thought I had Audley's number.
No, I've sent Audley, but he must be driving up and all the rest of it. And remember, we're not doing this off the thing anymore. We're not. Remember, we've had the discussion. I'm not just. Let's just phone this man and send him.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that no more. Those days are done. I don't want to upset Gary, our producer, who gave us really, really good feedback in our Fighters Right meeting. So now we don't have to do that. No,
yeah, we don't. That's what I'm saying. I think Audley's always a good person. It would have been good to get Audley because I see he was quoted by one of the papers. I think this last week
on what
with regards to I think it was about AJ. No, it was about Fury and Usyk and his opinions with that fight and. It's going to be a good fight. If I was talking to a friend today, if Fury beats Usyk, he's clocked the game. There's nothing more to do. He's clocked the game, so he might as well just relax. I'm hearing it through the grapevine. That fight is absolutely 100% made.
And I'm hearing that in the grapevine as well. There's lots of things that we're hearing on the grapevine. Just like everyone who's trying to talk about dry. Man tried to say Floyd Mayweather showed that the other day over it was dry. Like, but the talk is that Floyd's coming back over it. August 25th.
To fight
Your cousin.
I said no. I've heard the truth, fam. I heard that Floyd is returning to fight KSI
Yep.
August the 25th. Now, I don't know if anyone else has heard that but you're getting it live and direct on The Fight Is Right. So I'm sorry, Floyd and KSI, if you was waiting to shock the world with the news. We're doing it. We're spoiling the news.
Turn, you know what? KSI is big, you know.
Come on, man. KSI is not beating Floyd Mayweather. I don't bother. Even at 90 years old, I don't business. KSI is not beating Floyd Mayweather. It's just, bro, it's levels. It's level. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Have we got to a point in life where we actually think people like Jake Paul can beat Carl Froch and KSI can beat Floyd Mayweather? That's disrespect.
Do you know what Carl Froch should have done to Jake Paul?
Bro, he would have punched his head onto his brother's head.
Tunde.
He would have punched his head onto his brother's head.
Tunde. He would have. Yeah, he would have turned.
Man saying it's risky. Come on, man. Bro, what? That's how I know you're not a boxing man. Lucan, that's how I know you're not a boxing man. You tell me about risky. Bro, do you know how big Logan Paul was to Floyd Mayweather? Do you know how big? Do you know how big what's the other one? McGregor was. When I saw them standing in the middle of the ring, I was like, I was kind of scared. I was like, this guy's massive compared to Floyd. And you know, he ain't a YouTuber. Conor McGregor is a proper fighter. He's a proper MMA champion. He's a real dude. And he was massive. You can't tell me KSI could beat Conor McGregor. No. I'm not fooling the public. You might can sell the foolishness to others, but KSI cannot beat Conor McGregor. I want to hear what you're saying, Spencer.
KSI, Conor McGregor?
Yes.
I haven't really watched KSI fight, but what I am saying is this. I doubt that very much that he could beat Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is actually a fighter.
This is the point I'm making.
Yeah, Conor McGregor is actually a fighter. But the thing about it is I would actually like to see that, but I know for a fact
What are you laughing at?
when they used to shine Floyd's shoes, you're taking the money, you don't get blocked.
I'm gonna put that up. Tunde used to shine Floyd's shoes. I don't care. Supposing I did.
Right.
I did. You know,
No, but what I'm saying,
every man can't be a leader, you know. This is what you man have to understand. Every man can't be a leader. Some of you, then that's why some of you can't. You can't lead because you can't follow. And I didn't used to. I didn't used to clean Floyd's shoes. But so what if I did? I don't mind because I could be a good follower. It's all good. Anyway, carry on, Spence.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying like with KSI and this Floyd thing, the only reason why I believe that's going to happen is because the lackluster stuff that happened last time out when he boxed, and Floyd thinking like, right, because what I heard is like when they bought the O2, they had to book it for two events, and they booked it for 2 events. This last one, it wasn't shambolic. The ground floor wasn't shambolic. The rest of it was, but that's just, you know, I mean, schoolboy error, I would say, on behalf of the people behind it. But now they know, like, right, we're going to come back to London. We're going to do it properly. And the O2 has been rebooked for the 25th of August, a great day because that's actually my dad's birthday. May he rest in paradise. And I'm saying if that does happen now, that will be a roadblock because of what KSI brings to the table. I think they read the things wrong by getting this guy from Geordie Shore or whatever not, because his fan base was like 8-9 years ago. His fan base isn't relevant right today, but the guy just ran with it to say like, yeah, I just want to go, I want to fight. So, you know, I mean, that's said and done, but now Floyd will definitely rob the bank for this one. Definitely rob the bank.
Absolutely. And that's what I would say. I would definitely say this fight will sell because KSI is a legit YouTuber.
Sensation, yeah.
Whereas I didn't even know who the other guy was.
Brother, I would say, who is he?
I've never heard of him in my life. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful, but for me to get my attention, you have to be really, really big. And they may be, as you said, a few years back, but I didn't hear of him. And the ticket sales showed that it wasn't that Floyd is losing his swag. It's just that it shows even on a exhibition YouTube type fighter status that that both guys have to be able to sell. And
Yeah.
you saw it with Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, which was last week. It was last week, right? I've just gone away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Also, let's have a because I seen a film. It's just come up here by Phil Answer, and he said, "Did you see Creed 3?" Tunde went to go and see it yesterday. I was fortunate enough to go to the premiere. Tunde, what was your thoughts on that movie?
You ever tell you what my thought is? Let me tell you what my thoughts are, and this is real. This is my thoughts. The fight is right.
Not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
I'm going to play it again. Wait.
Tunde.
Not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
My man Jose, bro. My man Jose he just said it for me, fam. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get no more.
Late show 42. Big up yourself. Look, all I'm saying is this:
I'm not gonna get no Creed sponsorship. I'm not gonna do my Creed sponsorship. It's gone, fam. I don't business. But let me ask you. Let me see if you're buttering up to the people then as a boxing man. Because you and Tony Bellew are brethren. But I don't know what you have to say. Come from. That's about me. I don't need to please no one. I'm talking my truth. Certain things have to be, a bit, what they say, fair weather about them. But Jose Mariza answered it for me. Go on.
Like I said, I thought the film was enjoyable, but not to take it too seriously, especially like on the lineage of all of the Creed movies. Like 1 and 2 were very good, right? I would say this is the worst one out of the lot, right? This was the worst one out of the lot. Mainly because I think the storyline was a bit too rushed. I don't want to spoil it for nobody who hasn't seen it. I thought it was a little bit rushed. But I thought the cinematography about the movie was very, very good. The fight scenes and that was very good. But I'm saying like it was enjoyable. It was still, I've seen worse films. So, and it was also what's his name? My boy's directorial debut. So I thought certain of the fight scenes and that, I thought that was really good. What I didn't like was the storyline was good, but it could have been dragged. They could have dragged it a little bit more to make it more realistic. But apart from that, it was all right. It was an enjoyable watch.
Okay, good. Well, listen. KJ's Universe. You're a hard man, I can tell. You got some of your comments today. You're going in, but it's all good. Now, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I was just like, I'm a Rocky man. I'm a Rocky man, and I can see why Sylvester Stallone didn't want anything to do with this, because yes, all the stars were fantastic. Michael B. Jordan, and the new young boy on the block. I really like his acting skills.
Very good actor. Jonathan Majors, very good actor.
Because I loved him in The Harder They Come.
The Bad Boy film.
Was it The Harder They Fall? I remember because it's
The Harder They Fall. The Harder They Fall.
That was a serious. His acting skills in that was elite as well. So they gave us something to watch. But I'm a sucker for the old Rocky movies and the storyline and giving someone a chance. Really, when it appears they don't have a chance, and I just feel that it's just gone away from that whole Rocky thing.
Yep. I see you there, Luke, and yes, definitely. I should be promoting this stuff here for Richie Rapport and those, because that's where Richie Rapport, Lawrence Okoli. But they have to come to speak to Stamina for Sale management team to see what we can do about that. And trust me, because we can speak these things into existence. But yeah, it was still a decent fight. The film I'm talking about. The film, it was decent, but it could have been better. But it's not as bad as what was it, Rocky 5? Rocky 5? That's Rocky 5. Yeah,
Bro,
Rocky 5 was rubbish.
Once you go past Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4, sorry, not 3. I got that from being around Spencer too long. Once you go past Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's not Rocky no more. It's a different entity. Once Rocky got old, it's done. The whole thing's done. But
but Rocky Balboa, which had Antonio Tarver, that was actually a good film, man. I enjoyed watching that movie.
Yeah, Lies, you know that, innit? Those training montages in Rocky 4 make slubs even want to train. Facts.
Trust me.
He's got the thing on his back, Rocky, and he's lifting the thing, running away from the feds in the snow. Bro, and these young ones, you need to go and tune into the Rocky. Any young you need to go and get the inspiration from Rocky 1 to 4. Fantastic. And bear in mind, Sylvester Stallone wrote those things. They didn't want him to star in it. He's saying, nah, if I'm not starring in it, you ain't getting my film. Again, another man, just like Bill Haney, who's done it his way, another parent to partner kind of thing I can see. Not the same, but you never know things might change, is Boots and his father. They seem to be doing things their own way.
Well, they are doing things their own way. And I enjoy those guys. I enjoy them. And I have to thank those guys for blessing the show last week.
Yes.
That was my surprise for Tunde.
Absolutely. Yeah, you finished, man? Sorry.
Yeah, no. I'll continue.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on. We would be remiss if talking about everyone else from afar off and forget about those that are right on our back. In our back garden. By that I mean the show last night, which took place up in Newcastle, I believe. I don't even know. I mean, I was looking at the television for the round, and was it PU?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't even know that promotion that is. But I know they never got the real figures because it weren't on Sky, it weren't on BT, it weren't on DAZN. So, but it was aired on Fight TV, and the fight I'm talking about is Lewis Ritson versus O'Hara Davis. Congratulations to OD. Yeah, bro, man was shouting at the TV to Spencer. So this is the Fight Is Right, don't stop, because I was giving Spencer the commentary.
The real commentary.
On the phone. So, I was jumping. I was like, no, OD. Da, da, da. But OD was, when OD started dipping and rolling, I thought, what's going on here? But then I know OD. What he was basically saying is, you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. I'm going to get you down the road. And it was a fantastic performance by O'Hara. Really broke the hearts and the mind of Lewis Ritson. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but he really broke him down. He really done a number on him because everything he threw, O'Hara had an answer to it. There was periods in that fight. I think it was like the third or fourth round. O started using his jab. He was always poking at his jab. Not really a direct, but he was poking at his jab. And anyone that knows O, even that poke out jab, it hurts. It hurts. And O's got a kind of screw shot, which he's been doing from amateurs.
The crazy thing is, O'Hara Davis has been a professional for 9 years now,
Again, time flies, and I think
time flies. Don't wait for no man. I can tell you that now for nothing.
I think, well, I'm not paying for it. But I think what we've seen is the evolution of O'Hara into, I mean, age doesn't necessarily evolve you. I think experience and just looking at yourself and how your own life does it evolves you. And I think that, I don't think it's a joke. I don't think it's a game. I don't think it's a gimmick. I actually think that he has looked at himself and said, you know what? I'm not even going to try to be anyone else anymore. I'm just going to be my own OD. And at that, I can't go wrong. And so I think the public are now seeing what I've always known. O is a nice you. He's a humble you. He's actually a humble you. And those tears what he displayed after the fight, I seen that 10 years ago. I seen that 10 years ago in my car, in my whip. The Southwest Boxing, OD was the first professional fighter I interviewed, and what a lovely chap he is. His boxing persona is completely different to his actual persona. Will Jones in Edge Gyms has worked wonders. I don't know much about Will, but I know he's a good guy. But yeah, sometimes in life you just got to find the right person that you gel with, because you know O's been at. I think he's trained with everyone. He's trained with a lot, fam. And Will happens to be there at the right time, at the time where O'Hara's mature, and I wish them nothing but the best. They're doing their thing, and let's see how, you know, as you heard me say to Bill Haney, you know, now is mandatory to fight Alberto Puello for the WBA 140-pound title. And you know what? O can punch. O's got skill. He's got the experience of defeat. All of that culminates in someone that you have to give a chance against anyone in the super lightweight division. So hats off to O'Hara Davis. He done a number on my boy last night.
He did. You know what?
Nice.
Boxing is margins, because, like, if we go back 5 years ago, Lewis Ritson was the hot thing. Like, he was with Matchroom. His fights were on Sky. This is a time when I used to do toe to toe as well, and he used to come into the show, and it was a lot of hype behind this young man, a lot of hype behind him, and I think, like, boxing, like I said, is margins, because then he got a couple of losses, and then things just didn't work out for him. Then he moves up in weight, and there was times in the fight we was watching yesterday, he was doing some smart things in there, especially like we'd punch at the same time when O'Hara would punch, but he'd let off his one more correct to the body on O'Hara, and certain times I believe that he visibly hurt O'Hara Davis with body shots. But the thing was this, it was like O'Hara properly bit on his gum shield when he had to bite on his gum shield. But O'Hara was biting on his gum shield to win. Lewis Ritson was biting on his gum shield just to survive. There's a difference. And like when O'Hara did put those shots together, and it was hard shots. I remember I tweeted, I said, I'll be surprised if this fight goes another 2 rounds. And that's more so because I'm just going to be real. You want to watch real boxing, turn off the sound and tune into the fighters, right? Because that's what we did yesterday. And like, I was watching the fight, I turned off the sound, and Tunde was giving me the round by round. This is how you polish up your skills as well. And Tunde was giving me the round by rounds. And from what I was seeing, I was giving the analysis in between the rounds, and we're just debating, we're just talking back and forth. And I saw inside O'Hara Davis maturity, right? Because before, things wouldn't go his way in rounds, and he'd think, I've got to play catch up and I've got to do it in this round. And now he knows maturity just to say, right, I'm going to stick to what's been effective. He threw very, very nice jabs. And also, when I'm talking about the maturity of experience, to be, he's now building ring IQ and ring generalship, which I never used to see in him before. But now I'm seeing it. And it has been after he's had a plethora of fights now. But that, no doubt, is the best name on his record, Tunde. Right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Ritson ain't no idiot. Ritson's real.
I've never seen Ritson fight. It's the first time I've watched him fight. And, you know, I was saying to you in commentary that this kid's tough. This kid's tough. He keeps coming. You can see looking in his eyes. I think it was, the first couple of rounds. At the end of the round, Ritson would give O a look like to say, I'm still there. But, O gave him a look back and said, I'm still here as well, mate.
All the credit in the world should be given to O'Hara Davis on that performance. And the stoppage was brutal. It was brutal. Because he went left hook head, left hook body. It was it was hard. And you know what? And also, I don't like to see like gallant champions. And Lewis Ritson he's a real one. He's a gallant champion. But I remember the hype that was behind this kid when he was coming up to, and it was mad. And Ritson, I remember when Ritson, he broke up Scotty Cardle. You know what I mean? He broke up Joe Murray. Not no little bro. He broke Tunde, vicious. And I'm thinking, boy, this you air. Right. So, I don't know where he's going to try and reinvent himself now. It could be hard, but it takes a lot when things don't go your way. Similar to Marco Antonio Barrera. Remember when he lost early on, right? But he still managed to brush himself off, come back and become a great, an all-time great and a legend. Like, it takes a special kind of character to do that when there's been that much gas about you, and then things don't go right, and then you can try and reinvent yourself. That is not easy. It's only a few guys in professional boxing that have done that. So with Lewis Ritson, I'm saying hold up your head as well, because I've always been a fan of his fighting style. He's actually a nice kid. He's trained by his dad, and I wish him nothing but the best as well. But the night was O'Hara Davis's, and we got to give O'Hara Davis a lot of credit for that work.
Absolutely, it was a great fight. And Lewis Whitson, yeah, he can hold his own high. You know, he fought a tough, mature O'Hara last night. Who, and I keep on using this word mature because it's just really being yourself. You know? And again, that's why you don't get me saying bad things about people at any point, because unless you're being rude to me and I have to deal with you. But I just feel life is a journey. And if you judge a man at the embryonic stage of his journey, then really you may end up swallowing those words, because they're going to give you something that they're going to present something to you when they find themselves where you can't have nothing bad to say about. And so O showed a lot of maturity last night, even having the ability, even having the courage to cry and show his emotions in the ring after the fight. That takes a lot. So I hold my head up to the young man. Wish him that. Me and Bill Haney, I don't know if we said it on the show, but even when, back then, it was like, if these two boys, O'Hara and Anthony, don't become world champions, I'm going to be very, very surprised. You know, and so, yeah, I hope O gets his opportunity shot. Again, like our division, it's a serious division, you know, because at that 140, you got Tank, you got Garcia, you got, so what, is Lomachenko 140 now, yeah?
No.
Oh, hold on. Oh, lightweight. They're lightweights, right?
Lomachenko fights at lightweight again.
Oh, so yeah, Tank, Garcia, all them man there is lightweight. So at the 140, who's the champions at 140? Because obviously I know that because I was doing
Taylor.
After. Huh?
Josh Taylor.
Taylor, that's it. Josh Taylor, Pro Gray, and Puello. So who's the other one? That's free. Is one of them unified?
Yeah. He's WBO. He's WBO, and IBF is Josh Taylor. Okay.
So that's the 4 belts.
Yeah.
But again, it's so fun. I think I mentioned this to you today that Puello was gonna fight Rolly.
Okay.
I remember I've told people here on The Fight Is Right before. O'Hara stopped Rolly in sparring years ago when I took O
to Vegas.
He stopped him. 2 sparring sessions. O'Hara Davis stopped Rolly. I'm saying I don't care. I'm just talking the truth. So all these men putting out videos of Rolly getting put down in sparring and all of that. Always putting down Rolly in sparring long time. It was a young boy. They all were young boys, and I shouldn't really, you know, we didn't never document it. I never document it because I don't do things like that. But I'm telling you, he dropped him, stopped him in sparring. Yeah, swear down Tunde. Yeah. It was facts.
I'm gonna drop you like a bad habit. Yeah.
Man said, "Walla Wally." Bro, I'm telling you, this is what I'm trying to say about. This is how I tell you how this thing works. You cannot judge a man. Don't judge a man on his journey, because the journey ain't finished until he says it's finished. And life is funny. It's a thing that maybe Rolly and O end up fighting again. So that sparring session comes to reality in a world title fight as professionals.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep. And then O'Hara beats Rolly again, matches Josh Taylor, busts up Josh Taylor again. You see? Or not again. Gets his revenge on Josh Taylor. Anything can happen, and that's the wonderful thing about the sport of boxing. Spence?
Yeah. Well, that's enough of that. Moving on. There's still going back and forth with what's going on with Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, right? What we do know is that fight is not going to happen in Saudi Arabia. I spoke to Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is working closely as an ambassadorial role. That fight's not going to happen there. The talk is that the fight's going to happen in Wembley. Please God that it does happen in Wembley. in April. That is what I will be desperately looking forward to watch that fight. But also to take into consideration that you got Anthony Joshua fighting in under a month.
April the 1st, right?
Yeah, and we're not really hearing no real hype behind this. We're not really hearing. It's not really been out there. It's at the O2, and we're not really hearing no big push on that fight.
Well, I mean, listen, boxing it's a funny game in the sense that I never say it's a bad game or it's a nasty game and it's a horrible game. I don't talk like that. But you know, when your bubble gets bust, so to speak, you know, you have to work hard to get it back up because boxing people are just unforgiving. It's just there's that unforgiving. You lose one and they just forgotten about. You lose two, you forgotten about. Well, I guess you know what, Spence. I guess it's in the manner that you lose.
Of course, it is.
I think it's in the manner that you lose because you know Gatti used to lose bare times. This man keeps on selling out the place.
Yeah, because they knew. You see, with Gatti was cut from the Jack Dempsey mold. That I'm coming to have it with you. So people appreciated that. They appreciate it. Don't think that Gatti couldn't box. So Gatti was actually a very, very good boxer, especially when he was down at
140.
140. No, 140. No. When he was down at 135, and when he was super featherweight, Gatti could box. I remember when he won the title against Tracy Harris Patterson.
Yes.
Yeah, Floyd Patterson's son. Gatti could box, but it was a thing that the guy could actually really bang, and he could carry it through. So people knew that was getting with him, and he used to be in some barn burner fights. So because he was in these barn burner fights, we would, you know what I mean, what was it? Ivan Robinson. Have you seen that fight? Gatti? Yeah, bro, come on. You know what I mean? So because you got that with him, you knew what you're going to get. So people appreciate that kind of fighting spirit. But with Anthony Joshua and his Franklin fight that's coming up, like I thought like we'd hear more of it. But because boxing, there's so many things that's been going on in boxing, and it is like with these YouTubers and everything else, there's so much been going on. It's like, don't let this fight escape us, because I'm telling you, this is going to be a good fight, you know?
Spencer and Sammy Ali. Anthony Joshua is not losing against Franklin.
I didn't say it's going to be a good fight.
I'm sorry to break you lot's mojo.
You're not spoiling no one's mojo.
Franklin is not beating Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going to clap out my boy. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there. Anthony Joshua, you man keep disrespecting. I shouldn't say you man, because Spence saying this. But certain people keep on disrespecting this you. I'm not having it. I'm behaving like it's my fighter. It's not even my fighter. But I'm just like, come on. You got to give this. I don't know why. I just don't know why the universe or the world or people in it, because not the universe, the people in it have to be like this. Like, come on. This young man, he ain't shot. In fact, his rematch against Usyk was probably one of the best I've ever seen him fight. It's one of the best I've ever seen fight. Franklin, he better eat X-Lax for 10 years, for 10 months to reduce his belly size before he gets in. If he try to come in the same shape as he come against Dylan, it ain't gonna work, bro. You're gonna see the Nigerian Eba and Efore just punch you up. And that's what I'm going for. So I'm just telling man now, Anthony Joshua is not losing to Franklin. No American Yank is coming over here to the UK and beating Anthony Joshua unless there's something special. That's what I'm saying. And Sammy, I know what you're saying, you're biased against Dylan White, but Dylan's going to have to put on a... I know Dylan, my guy, Spencer's Jamaican brethren. Jamaica, and Spencer's got a great interview coming up with Dylan, with a great friend of ours, Dylan. He's got a good Black Box Diary interview coming with Dylan. But Dylan's gonna have to be better, and he will be better when he fights AJ. Because if that is the fight, if that actually does happen, if AJ does give Dylan the shot, then I think it's gonna be a great fight for Britain. But I'm telling you, Franklin is not beating Anthony Joshua. No way, Jose. I'm sorry.
And so I don't believe that Franklin's going to beat him either. But what
It's not going to be even a competitive fight. I don't know why I don't know why you're fooling people telling about, is this fight is not going to be as easy. No, brother. This
I
is
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You just said it's not going to be easy like people's thinking. And I'm saying it's going to be fish, chips, Savoy. Done. Dance done. I'm going to say it again. Fish, chips, Savoy. 1-2 left hook. Come on, Spence. Come on.
Right.
Let's go.
All right.
You're saying I like it when Spence is still quiet. Like, all right, watch.
Right.
You know what I'm telling you?
I know that this Franklin I know that he's coming to fight Ton. Trust me, because he's riding on the high crest wave of how he performed against Dylan. Well, Sammy Ali's saying, what's that? Sammy Ali, Mark Tibbs, Dylan White beats AJ easy.
But it's not. It's not Mark Tibbs, Dylan White, bruv. Stop trying to give man. It's done. It's over. It's over. What do you mean Mark Tibbs, Dylan White? That ain't gonna happen no more. What is that, bro? This is realism. It's realistic. You ain't going back to that. Dylan has set up shop his own way. In his own opinion, he's moved to someone who suits. It's all about trial and error, innit? So he was with Mark. Mark done a fantastic job with him. You know, Mark's one of our guys as well. Great man, humble man, lineage, heritage. But Mark done the best he can and he moved on. So you ain't gonna see Dylan White for Mark Tibbs with Dylan White. That's done. It's Mark Tibbs. It's Dylan now. Is it Buddy McGurk? If I'm not mistaken.
You're Buddy McGurk now.
Dylan White, Buddy McGurk, and that's the Dylan you're gonna get. So, in terms
you know
of
what? I don't know how long that's gonna last for neither, because like Buddy McGurk has got some physical implications going on right now. Yes. And he finds it difficult to climb into the ring. So I don't know how that's going to gel out for him to be going up and down, because you know what? It's not amateur boxing, professional boxing, and them stairs are high to get up to, right? So, I don't know what's going to happen.
So are these fighters who are being trained by Buddy? Because you got to remember, he's got Callum Smith, this is something I don't understand. Callum Smith, a light heavyweight, and he's also got Dan Aziz.
I don't understand that bit. Why? I don't understand that one bit.
I don't get that. I don't get that. Dan is competent. I know he's not stupid. He must know what he's doing. And again, it's not to us to judge, but I didn't think that makes sense, because if they're gonna fight each other, if they both have belts and a fight's got to be made, then I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That man said Mark Tibbs is trading porn stars now and not real boxers. Yes, Kevin. AJ will KO the Yankee brother. Sorry, the Yankee man. But I'm telling you, you man are sleeping on AJ. I don't know why.
No one's not sleeping on AJ at all. Why I'm saying is this, that Franklin is technically very good. And the ones in the past which have given AJ slight trouble have been the guys who are technically good.
With a punch.
He's technically good though. And if AJ tries to enter into... Yeah, I agree with you with a punch. But I wouldn't turn around and say like Usyk is banging, man.
No, he can punch, Spence.
No, yeah. But I'm not... Yeah, I know. He can punch. But I'm saying... 100%. But we did see... He's swinging with a punch. But we did see Franklin visibly hurt Dylan White.
Okay.
It was visible. Right, it's not like it wasn't visible. It's not like, no. So you say with a punch. He's not an out-and-out banger, but he punches decent.
A4 boxing, why does Paul Smith always make sliding? I don't know, you know. I don't know. I ain't gonna, you know me. When man's on TV saying things about me, I never give them the energy. Because I'm like, bro, you got the bigger platform. I ain't arguing with you. Let me get on TV and start. There might be something different, but it's all good. Everyone's entitled to their opinion on their platform. You ain't coming on this platform and talking small because I just block, man. But anyway, but you're right. You're right, Spence. In certain areas, I do feel that I just think that AJ is going to be too big, too strong. And I think you can, you know, he's with Derek James. Them man there, you don't get that kind of knowledge. Derek James is going to take on, again, it's a heavyweight. Again, it's big money for him. But I believe that Derek James is a coach that is always hard
He's
on
an
himself.
aggressive base. He's an aggressive base coach as well.
And he wants to win. He
Yeah.
wants to win. He's skilled. He's technical. He works with the fighters. I've been in the gym with him. This man is one of the modern day masters. So it's good that AJ is around that surroundings, and we'll see how it is now that he's left his comfort zone to prepare in the US, Texas. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good fight.
I said that. Well, up a second. I said that earlier. He said no, it's not going to be a good fight. AJ is going to clap him out. I think it's going to be
a good fight. I mean, good fight that AJ just clap him out. That's what I mean.
I'm saying it's going to be regardless of the result. AJ, yes, is going to be victorious, but I think it's going to be a good fight for as long as it lasts. It can last 2 rounds. It's still going to be a good fight because I know this brother is riding on a crest because I think before he was in doubt of himself, like, do I belong at world class? You went in there against a world class competitor against Dylan White, and you performed amiably. And because you perform amiably now, it's opened up more doors for you. And the doors that had been opened now is for you now to have this chance with Anthony Joshua. And because you got this chance with Anthony Joshua now, it's a kind of win-win situation for him because it's going to be the biggest money he's ever earned in his life. And it's also... It's the biggest money he's ever earned in his life, and it's also going to push him out even more so. What's that? Ben Gunn, how much do you think Okoli will improve with Sugar Hill as opposed to if he had stayed with Shane McGuigan? You know what? I don't know. What I am going to know is that Lawrence Okoli, he really is his own man. And he does things that he believes right for him. And so I got to give Lawrence Okoli a lot of respect for that on certain things. On other things, it's this. When you're with a trainer who's got a lot of fighters, it's Shane McGuigan, right? I've learned, like, you can't have that many fighters around you if you're a trainer. I've learned this through experience. When I study like the real greats, they'll have a couple guys, but they're not here, there, and everywhere because you need that focus and that time to build with your fighter. So you just jumped out of the frying pan into the fire because Sugar Hill
has got pure fighters.
Bare fighters he's got down.
Male and female.
Yeah. So if Lawrence can get that work in at that time for him to build, then I think I believe that Sugar Hill will help him because sometimes Lawrence gets stuck in an identity crisis to who he is. And because of his body frame and definition, there's times where he'll over elongate his arms, miss the shot. And because he missed the shot, the closest thing is gone past the head. He's like, let me just hold you because I don't want to get hit myself. So I think now he's going to sit down more on his punches. And if he sits down more on his punches, we're going to see what he does. Because I've seen, like, when he's working with Barry Robinson, you could see him trying to work on things that Barry was showing him, but it was coming out, but it still didn't look stylistically right. So I think now, if he was to stick to the basics with his own attributes, then I think we're going to see a pretty good Lawrence Okoli. But Lawrence Okoli has to do what he believes is best for himself. And for the mere fact, when we saw Lawrence Okoli leave 258 or 285, whatever they're called, management team, you have to know he's a serious shoot. He's saying, listen, man, I got to do the best for me. I don't care about all these next man saying I should be doing this, doing that. I got to do what's best for me. So I give Lawrence all the ratings in the world. I like that because he's own man.
I like Lawrence. I'm just being honest. I don't know about all the technical breakdown, but I just like him, bro. I just think that he's just a fighter that's moving along the way you're supposed to move along, you know, and it will get better as time goes on. He's already a world champion, which is, I think that he was the first of the Olympians of that era to be a world champion, if I'm not mistaken, Spence.
Pardon me?
He was the first of the Olympians of that year.
First of the Olympians. And also, he done it in very
quick time,
very authentic way because, you know, he won British, Commonwealth, European, then fought for the world title. So you can't knock that. You got to say, like, no matter, and that's the man's desire and his mental fortitude because he's got it up here to think like he sees it so much in his head that, yeah, I've got this. And he is like, right, this is going to be light work. Just like after his altercation with Richard Riakporhe, which to me, he looked visibly shaken, like he looked a bit like upset, like he didn't expect something like this to happen. And he goes, nah, trust me, I'll get rid of my guy, but Richard Riakporhe be light work. Trust me, believe me, be light work. And when he says that, he's not just saying it like to convince himself. He actually really does believe it. Like, right, this guy's gonna be light work. When I catch these guys, it's gonna be light work. He's got real belief, because check this one out. He's the first one to win the world title of all that group, right? But the aspiration value for him wasn't as much as the other guys in his team. Everybody would have thought by now Joshua Buatsi would have fought for a world title, and he hasn't. Right? So credit Lawrence Okoli, because I've been around him, man. I know Tunde knows him, but I've been around him quite a few times. We speak regularly. He has a real totality of belief. We can't take that away from him. A real, no matter what he believes he's going to win. So fair play to Lawrence.
Imagine, man, with a lot of self-belief. And that's what you got to have in boxing. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going that far. It's not one of those sports, and it's not a team sport. So you have to back yourself first. You got to really believe it. And again, he's unbeaten, so he's got that cockiness, that self-assuredness, and I like watching Lawrence fight. And him and Richard will be a real barnstormer. It's going to be a good fight. Yep. And I know the mans them are out for that fight there. Everyone, they need to. I mean, it's obviously going to be on the Boxer platform. So Ben Shalom, the man of the moment, he's doing his things. He's coming up. Ben's big right now. I don't business with anyone. And I told you he was gonna crack the code, because he's just young. He's just got time, and he's learning, and he's embraced the youth culture. And because of that, it's big. So you make that fight. For years, promoters couldn't make the Khan Kell Brook, and although they was at the end of their career, it was a massive fight, Spence.
So the big fight,
a massive fight was important, and so I'll be looking to see that fight. Ben Shalom putting on Riakporhe versus Okoli. It's got to be at the O2. Can't be nowhere else. Can't be nowhere Wembley Arena. Their profiles are not big enough to hold it in Wembley Stadium. Exactly. Yeah, but O2 Arena will jam. So let's pray Lawrence gets through next week unscathed, and let's make
it 25th, isn't it? 25th.
Is it not? No, it's not. Sorry, no. Next week is Dan Aziz. Yeah. I spoke to Dan.
Dan Aziz for the European, right? Next week.
Yeah, I was gonna go out there. To watch that fight, but myself and Ant have been invited to, for the first time ever in my boxing journey. I've got a table at the Boxing Writers Awards. Me and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, bro, I must be doing something right. A man's been invited to the top table. So me and Ant will be there next Sunday. So I don't think I will be here to do the show, because it's an afternoon thing. I think everything will be wrapped up by 4 p.m. And so I'll be here. Yeah, but that's great. I'm actually honored for the first time to be on the table in the British Boxing Awards luncheon.
Is it the Sports Writers, or is it the British Border Control one?
I think it's honored. Wait a second. Let's see what I've got. Wait,
it's the British Board of Control one.
The British Boxing Board of Control Awards Luncheon 2023, Sunday the 12th of March at a brewery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been given one of these. See, if you're a trainer and you get one of these, you're on the top table. Trainer and fighter. Me and AY will be there, suited and booted. Yeah. I feel proud and I feel honored. I've been in boxing a long time, and I've never been invited to the British boxing. Never. I'm gonna say I've never been invited. I've been on Frank's table.
I'm sure I've taken you.
You took me. I've been on Frank's table. I've been there, but I've never.
Okay, but I get it. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I've never personally been invited by the British Boxing Board of Control in all the
they're
years.
They're more than likely going to honor you guys down there. That's why you've been invited.
Yeah, I'm so grateful and thankful because we do our work, and I'm not doing this I'm doing this for my self gratification first off. And when you're that, you don't need praise from others, but to even just be on the table, I'm happy. So where we're coming from, Spenny Rankin.
Come
It's
on,
all
man.
good, man. I'm proud of that. But yeah, the last fight before we go, which we have to talk about because it's world boxing, is Brandon Figueroa versus Mark Maceo. Brandon won on a unanimous decision, and that was for the WBC interim title. It's a good little tear up, mate.
I didn't watch the fight,
It's a good little tear up. I don't want to touch too much, but I just like to mention it because we are talking about big boxing. But again, well done to O'Hara Davis becoming the WBA #1 last night. Thank you to Bill Haney jumping on, joining the show. We got it from I don't want to call him a horse because I don't want man to come on me, but we got it. We got it from the father. We got it from the father himself. He told us May 20th is certified.
Yeah.
May 20th is certified.
We got to chop that one up and let people know. We heard it from the man himself.
May 20th certified. It's just what is not certified is the venue, whether it's going to be in the Saudi or it's going to be in Las Vegas. So,
and I really do want the fight to be in Saudi, and that's the truth. And big up Skill Challenge, big up Amir Abdullah as well, who runs the stuff. Matter of fact, like Derek Chazora's on that as well. So I would like that fight to take place there. I really would.
Have we touched everything? The fight is right, listeners, viewers. I think we have. Come on, it's all day. Trust me, Ali. I know this. Yeah, for real. Yeah, Spence. There's nothing more, nothing less.
No, nothing more, nothing less.
Show. Boxing with Obi said it's all good.
Yeah.
There is one fight next week. Probably we're touching it later, which is Tim Tooze against Tony Harrison.
You know what? Who's that? Phil Answers was asking me that, like my prediction for that. Right, Tony Harrison's a trainer now as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got Boone Gardner.
Yeah, Boone Gardner. He trains her. I don't think the Chuz family would have taken this fight unless they didn't think he's going to come out successful. And I think like Tony's a good fighter, but that Chiz, like his dad being the former unified 140 champion,
wasn't Tooze undisputed?
Yeah,
He was
undisputed.
When he beat Zab Judah, yeah.
Kostya was serious. So
he was a dangerous guy.
He was a serious brother. I remember the first time I watched him was in was it a 93 World Games? And he beat Vernon Forrest.
Yes.
Right. And the way he beat Vernon Forrest, man, we knew that, yeah, this guy's going to be something special. Excellent fighter. Excellent fighter.
I remember, I'm just looking, he had the 2 fights with my man that beat him. No, I think the first one, Vince Phillips.
Vince Phillips beat him.
Vince Phillips stopped him. And then I think he fought Vince Phillips again later on in his career. And he eventually, I'm sure he fought Vince Phillips twice, Spence.
Yeah, he broke him up in a rematch. Yeah, BH, you know what? You could be, you never know. There could be some role for me down the line with this skills challenge boxing. You never know. Yeah,
according to BoxRec, he only fought him once, but I thought he fought him twice. That's interesting. I know he fought Shambe Mitchell twice. Sorry, no, and he never rematched Vince Phillips. So Vince Phillips,
the way he broke up Shambe Mitchell, you know.
Oh yeah, but both of them were dangerous. The second fight, I remember watching that second fight with Shambe. Oh, God almighty, this guy was, bro. The second fight was he destroyed him in the second fight.
And you know the madness is in, what was it? I think it was April of 1990 when Nigel Benn went to America to fight Doug Dewitt. I think for the WBO title. Richie Wenton was one of Ambrose Mendy's fighters, but Bob Arum said the only way like you want to get him on, he has to fight our guy Shambe Mitchell and they put Shambe Mitchell and Wenton, and the way Shambe Mitchell just schooled him. I said Shambe Mitchell was going to do things, and like there's a lot of talk about Shambe Mitchell before, so even him becoming a world champion was a great thing for Shambe Mitchell. But yeah,
do you remember Shambe fought on the same card as Ricky Hatton? And they was lining up Ricky to fight Shambe. Frank watched that fight and said, nah, mate, Ricky ain't fighting him, bro. Ricky ain't fighting him.
Then you
look what Floyd done to Shambe Mitchell. And, bro, I just, Floyd was just a different gravy. I don't care what great fighter. Floyd, he absolutely, he just beat up Shambe Mitchell. Literally just beat him up. It's one of Floyd's fights. I love watching that fight.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for your comment there. I'm grateful that I've got this like encyclopedic knowledge. So thank you for your kind words. And yeah, me and Tunde would be lit if we came on a thing for definite for these people. But yeah, it's been, you know what I mean?
It's been a good one.
It's been a very, very good one. So yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 10 p.m. on the dot, 2 hours on the dot. That's perfect timing. As I always say, everything is timing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will end the show just as we begun in the glorious, ever so popular words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on up, because that's the only place we're going.
Come on, all day.